Hey, welcome to Track Feedback. It's Saturday. What's that sound? We're going to start off with a quick little tutorial on some sound design because I came across these sounds. So, hi everybody. Thanks for being here. This is going to be a great day. We got like 18 tracks to do. So a lot of them are updates. I'm going to skip through and play like the critical part. There's my monitor screen, and I'll try to get everybody in here. If we don't, we might have to actually start adding a third track feedback day every week because people are putting up so many updates. So here's the situation. I'm working on this track, right? And there's a bunch of places where things happen, breakdowns, drops, whatever. And I thought, I want a drum break. I want a little ear candy. So I went into my sample library and picked out a drum break. It sounds like this. And I thought, I don't know, I'm going to EQ it. I'm going to do something with it. And the first thing I did was sliced a new MIDI track. And that creates a MIDI drum rack like this, where you basically have the same kind of thing, but it's MIDI. They're almost identical. And the cool thing about MIDI drum racks is you can re-groove it. You can re-hit the samples. You can finger drum it. You can do whatever you want. You can listen to the track. And at the moment before a build up and a drop, when you want a drum break, you can make up something new. That sounds cool. Hey, Randy's here. Shepherd's. A whole bunch of people. Cool. So, I was planning on playing some finger drumming and making a new version of the drum break to go in the gap right before the drop. And then this happened. I started holding down pads, right? Let me turn that up a little bit. And I found that just with this one knob, the loop length control, I forgot that sounds so cool. Kick drums, especially the end right here, where it goes up in pitch. So I thought that sound right there is cool enough. I want to record it. So what I did was I made a new audio track, set the input to audio from the MIDI drum rack, and hit record so that I could play the pads, change the loop length, fool around with it, and come up with this long audio file that's like this, which is just an audio recording of what I was just doing, tweaking knobs in the drum rack. I'm gonna take off my shoes while we're listening to this. I just went for a walk, but I think it's time to be barefoot. Shoe number one. Shoe number two. And then when it came time to put these into the track, I just went through and picked out the ones I liked. I like that one because it speeds up and slows down. Maybe the whole number 5. Let's see that. And then so that's a really cool way you can get some glitchy sounding drum break transitions to put into your track as audio in the middle of the music. And it's really easy to set it up. Paul Robinson, yes, that's the effect I have in my track that's right before, at the end of the build up, right before the first big drop, around 2 minutes. So we'll hear that in the jam today. So that's my micro tutorial for now. Was that 3 minutes? And if you've been following the last couple of weeks, I started doing these little mini tutorials because I love teaching Ableton production tips and techniques online with people in the chat. So over June and July, I'm going to do an experiment where I do extra days, more tutorials, showing applied techniques where I do actual EQing or compression or sound design in my tracks, show you the technique that I use, and then pull back and give you a project pack or a lesson where you can like join a course to go really in depth with it. Because I have these online courses with really in-depth lessons, and I want to show you what you can do with those lessons once you're making them in your music. So it'll be fun for me and fun for people who want to learn new stuff. And the best part is, wait, where's my keyboard sound? I want to make sure I have this keyboard up and ready in case I need to play along. That's coming out the output. Is this session on a different audio output? 1 and 2. Okay. I'm going to set this audio output to 9 and 10. That way, if I need to answer any questions about scales or key signatures, we have a keyboard ready. That seems like a pretty cool thing to have going on. There's our metering track. Talking about 20 things at once. Whoa. Not now upgrade. Oh my gosh. Are we still live? Yes. Good. All right. Tons of things at the same time. So the point is, upcoming in June and July, I'm going to be doing more video tutorials online with Ableton production techniques, leading to some other new lessons and courses and stuff like that, which is super fun. So let's get into the music. We skipped John AFL last week because he wasn't in the stream. So let's get this set up. The only bad part about doing micro tutorials is I have to change the Ableton screen right before we start. So that problem will get fixed. And thanks for watching. EQ is flat, stereo width, 1 and 2. Here we go. Nope. My streaming software stole the audio outputs. Again. The life of a streamer in 2022 goes like this. There we go. All right. Drunk Mark Troy plays tonight. I like those vocal chops in this track already. Vocals are great. I'm feeling like the bass synth is a little louder than the kick drum so far. I mean, the kick drum is solid. It's a nice big kick. It's right for the style. This might be actually a situation to layer a second kick drum that's a higher frequency, like at 120 hertz or something, that's really compressed with a super sharp transient. So when the kick drum hits, it's like cut, cut. Song structure is feeling good. Going through a little pause, build up. What do you guys feel about the kick drum out there? Do you feel like, is it working on your system? Because I'm in headphones, but I think the kick could have a little more pop. Jens, hello. Scott, gotta sidechain the vocals through the mids. Yeah, let's go back to the beginning. My first feeling was that this synth right here is really bright. Kind of scratchy in those mid highs. So later when the vocal's coming through and there's some distortion. Around here. The scratchy part of that synth is overlapping with the mid-range stuff. So what you could do is, I'm not sure how many like channels you're working with in the track, but if you wanted to take the synth instruments, not the bass line, but the synth mid-range group with the melody thing and the fuzzy stuff like that, put those into a stereo group, drop a compressor on it, and run the vocal into that compressor as the sidechain input to duck the instruments when the vocal's coming in. That could help a bit with the frequency masking and overlap. Hey, get a transient shaper on the kick drum. That could be a good solution too, yeah. Did we get the kick drum by itself? Scott, sidechain in dynamic EQ in mid mode to poke vocals through the middle. I understand what you mean. I'm not sure if everybody else does, but yeah. Ben Hunt, how you doing? So AFL, great track. The flow is awesome. The sound design is cool. The mood and the vibe and everything are right. The compared to other like dubstep jams, they have super compressed kick drums that just sound like boop, 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 like really tight and hard coming through, and also deep, which says to me either multiband compression or layering 2 different kick drum samples, or being very like aware of how the upper part of the kick drum needs to have like a smack on it. You could look at 2.2 kilohertz or 2500 to boost a little EQ notch right there to bring out like the click on the front of the kick drum. That might help it poke through a bit. The main idea is just get that kick coming through where the bass is big right here, right? Boop, boop. Especially with those kick drum rolls. Those double ones, will come through more cleanly, rhythmically with a little like higher boost. So I don't want to rush too much, but I do want to cover a lot of territory. So track 2, AFL. And thanks for hanging out, everybody. Loving the Discord chats and comments and stuff. There's so much going on, I feel like I can't even keep up with it all the time. Shepherds, try to keep the kit mostly clean so Max can play it. Shepherds equals distortion. That's funny. Nice world of space in this one, too. Good intro. Let me check the changelog. This one might be close to done, right? John's here, just came in. Cool. We did your other track first. You'll have to watch the replay for that. Let's get up to where the transition happens. Yeah, I saw your notes, a little tweak on the kick drum. That sound design is great. And then in mastering, your whole low end could even get another round of compression to just even tighten it up even more. Maxing out my broadcast level. Oh, sorry. Turn my headphones up instead. I like the little squeaky sounds like that. That thing. Right there around 1.2. Sometimes that frequency range can sound so good with like little synth bleeps. Totally smooth transition back to the A section. That felt really natural. I think this one's ready, man. That sound. Nice build up with a little false drop and then the beat comes back in. Yeah, man, this track is totally working for me. And I hate to skip through music, but we got a lot of tracks, so if we can give the seal of approval. All right, Oliver, that's a good point. Baseline could be less, but mastering could do that too. So John, on your first track, we said, the low end is awesome. The bass line is a little bigger than the kick drum. So we talked about some strategies to pull the kick up louder relative to the bass. And it feels like could have a similar situation where the bass line is good where it is, but it's like kind of overpowering the kick. So maybe for your production style, you could work on really bringing out the crack and the transient on the front of the kick drum, so that with like, the dubstep rhythms where there's like but like those kind of fast rhythms, the kick drum really pulses and comes through. Shepard is a lot of Alan Watts mixed with dubstep. Definitely. And when you see that your mind is all, then all is your mind. I don't know if he said that. I just made that up. So let's keep it moving. Mr. Melvis, a little update, and let's see what we got. So we were looking to clip out some of the fast drums in the midsection here, and I'm not sure this one. Well, let's see. Oh, this is a different track. This mix, I think the vocal and the vocal effects are up too loud relative to everything else in the track, which is what you would do for like maybe like a pop record or something where the vocalist is like the main character. You want the voice way out front. And in this situation, you could use compression to just bring up everything else relative to the vocal. But at the mix stage, I would like more low end. Let me give it some low EQ. I like the vocal effects a lot. They're just, the beat should be super tough and like, right? I like that bass line groove, the beats and stuff. And the message, lyrics, I feel like I can fly, and then there's one synth that sounds like flying. That works. Would it be cheesy to put some birds in here? Like a recording of seagulls or something in the background, like for nature? Scott, snare needs more snap. Okay, so right there before the vocal came in, I just boosted the snare EQ I boosted the mid-range EQ to pull out the snare, like here. So I agree with Scott. Snare could be a bit louder in the mix, and a cool way to achieve a little bit of loudness is just with an EQ boost at the part of the sound where that sound is really speaking. So actually EQing can be your gain boost because you're just boosting one frequency range. That would be like 2.5K, 3000 or something. And for this genre, you could almost have that snare, it's like almost making you blink because like crack, like. Matt Schultz, birds are cheesy, thunder would work better. Why is thunder not cheesy? Come on. How about thunder and birds? Like a thunderstorm. This groove is great. Oliver, yeah, delay could be quieter. This would be a good situation to make the delay effects shut up when the vocal's in there. So you could take, if you had the delay on a return, then put a sidechain compressor after it and actually have the vocal, the dry vocal, duck the volume of the delay effects. So you get a really clean voice up front and then the swell of delay comes around it. Right here. It's got that simplicity and that you just want to keep listening to it. A little more reverb on the drums though. That's great. I'm gonna take a guess and say the outro is longer than you need to for a vocal track with beats. After the bass line stops right here. 4:13 could be the ending. This extra bit here is, if this is still here, just drop the beat back and give people like the, maybe. So I think it could be shorter. 30 seconds shorter would be fine. Main thing is vocal effects down a little bit. Listen to that, and then if the vocal still needs to come down too, a little bit, and boost up the snare mid-range EQ 2.5K plus 4. Mindbender version almost done. Is he here? Oh, Scott, maybe a bass guitar instead of a synth? Yeah, that would be interesting. With that, like that pluck, the guitar, like the metallic pluck tone. Or like get a big freaking Ampeg bass amp with a fuzz on it and mic that. I think Todd has one of those. Is Mindbender here, or is he somewhere in the space of somewhere else? Let's see what we got. Speaking of metallic bass guitar tone, there it is right there. And I think this is a mastered version. Let me check. All right, so this is a mixed and mastered review to see if it's... Feels like the vocal's a little bit louder this time. Maybe there was some compression going on.
Nobody's problems. No, I need a little time for myself. This morning I woke up.
Got that Mindbender low end.
The curtains. The daylight outside. Sit down on the sofa. Had a cup of tea.
All right, beat is definitely working, and I like the space of that piano part, or whatever that is.
Maintaining a bright frame of mind. Enjoy the gratefulness.
There we go. This is done for me. Anybody got comments? I like that snare drum little fill came up. That was a comment. We had to make that louder. So that was a good adjustment. The tambourine. Awesome. Morton, I think this one's done. I personally would request 3 tracks on the EP with this version, the instrumental version, and the vocal a cappella so people could play with it in remix live. Totally solid. And I'm going to move on. As much as I hate to move on and not listen to music. Wait. You could just totally... Just those two sounds, that bass line and that kick drum right there. And that... Do you hear all that high end on the kick drum? There's like a... Maybe that's part of the hi-hat track or something. It just has such a cool, like, it's not just a kick drum. There's a lot of like, you know, there's going to be a 303 mix. Laser Me a Little Piggy version 2. This was stuck in my freaking head when I was walking around. I was in the bathroom and I was like, why is Cartman in my head? Ian.
Time to laser me a little piggy.
The cover art on this one Was there a cowbell at 145? I totally missed that, sorry. Matt Schultz, strive for perfection, but relax at the same time. Nice low end. Did that vocal get louder? Because it sounded good this time. These effects are even better this time. Digito, digito, digito. And it's wide. That vocal almost sounded like a voice.
How's my little piggy today?
Hey, don't call me a little piggy.
Heavy right here. Yeah. Right here, the snare drum could be a little louder. All right, so you're adding a layer of kicks and not distorting so much on the peak kind of layers. I think it's working.
Time to laser me a little piggy.
A little bit of that off-tempo feel with
Time to laser me a little piggy.
I like that reverb a lot right here. That'll sound great on a big system. It's just going to be like around your
All you
head.
have to do is read the letters. Can you see the letters?
Yes.
All right, read them out for me.
Matt and Ian just out here raw dogging tracks.
Little piggy. You're not bad. You're big boy. It doesn't listen to reading.
I am a little piggy. Wow, what are the odds of that?
It's really good too that you're using samples in a story format instead of just repeating the same stupid sample 20 times. Sometimes people are still doing that in this day, and I'm like,
Time to laser me a little piggy.
it gets repetitive if you use the same sample over and over again.
No, piggy.
Hey, don't call me a little piggy.
That was awesome. Emotional climax in the story, build up moment in the music, scrambled eggs inside my head.
Hop up on the chair. Don't break it now.
Yeah, the mix is solid, man.
If you call me piggy one more time, I'm gonna leap out of this chair and rip your goddamn nuts with my bare hands.
This is amazing.
Time to laser me a little piggy. I am a little piggy.
Hey, don't call me a little piggy.
Get that mastered and put that shit out, man. And send us a video of people at the show when they hear this for the first time. I would love to see people's reaction. That is, I mean, it's great. So sonically, it's awesome. It's got that up and down hyper bounce. It's really like, I think it's the brightest or funniest track you've made with the lyrics and the vocals and everything. Cool ear candies. And that stereo stuff, the high frequencies, little things like, no, not there. Some of these. And then over here. Diggy-do, diggy-do, diggy-do. It's like it's so fast and stereoized and everything. It's really good sound design, good mix. And I don't know if you'd have a problem with the copyright because it's South Park, but you know, I'll play it at the gigs and see what happens. All right, Randy, is Randy here? Read the chart. I am a little piggy. I'm not sure. I want to go through the tracks in the order they were in Discord because we're flowing through the different channels by genre. So I'm going to keep going. And EQ flat. Here we go. Six and a half. Okay. For a deep house intro, I would not include the bass line yet. Just bring it in with the hi-hat and the organ. Okay, so we basically dropped into the whole track from right here at the beginning. That's okay. Feels like this was clipped out of a DJ set though, where we just got to the good track. For mixing in, I would like a good 30 seconds of hi-hat and chords to slowly bring it in after the track that was on before. But whatever. Yeah, this instantly I was like, deep house, boom. Yeah, the low end is nice. Boom, 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 boom. I like that blinky synth. Pew, pew, pew. The shuffling percussion, the chords, everything. Anybody else want more of that little synth? Pew, pew, pew. I'm gonna try taking the right there, I just took the low end EQ down and I'm turning everything else up. Yeah, Paul, I was just thinking percussion a bit louder. If I'm feeling like one mid-range synth and the percussion could come louder, what I do automatically is just turn down the lows and pull up the whole volume to get everything else up in the mids. Yeah, sound selection, overall vibe, this is playable. And yes, percussion layering, nice and slow and deep. So basically, Randy, I'm feeling like the kick drum and the bass line are too big relative to everything else in the track, which you could easily fix in mastering with reference mixes. And it's not like a problem to have your kick drum. Everybody wants a lot of bass, right? I like the simplicity too. A couple of sounds, and then percussion layers. That's all you need. Whoa. Very smooth and done. I think so. Yeah. That fast percussion, taka taka, is great. Getting the goosebumps. Getting into the Donats territory here with that vocal. That new synth is cool too. Right there. All right, great choice of synths. So Randy, a couple times in the last year we had tracks from you where there was like too many synths at the second half, but this one's really good. Right here, that new chord. These two synths are really going together really well. Yeah, that chord change. I like the hand percussion. It's sort of like slappy conga. Man, this is so playable. This is like, this is ready to go. I got my low shelf minus 3 dB at 60 hertz low shelf EQ, if that's helpful for where the low end is on this playback. Just keeps going, man, steady. So if you could build an intro with no bass line, maybe a little bit longer intro, or like keep the bass line out for like 32 bars, you know? This is where you start mixing the new record. Great sound, great format, arrangement, everything. Mix needs a couple tweaks and this is gonna be ready to go. I cannot bring myself to press stop on this track. Yeah, those chords. Down. That's awesome. Okay, synth could be a little louder, in my opinion, Oliver. Yeah, I agree. Right here, this synth. I really like the differentiation between those two synths. That one's bright, and this one's like smoky and dark. It's a really nice frequency build. Ooh, Scott, the chef's kiss. Might be like G minor or something. Dude, Randy, all right, cool. A little bit of low end tweak and give that to us to play. All right, we got Donats right after here. Come home to you. Donats always has, he's having a lot of tape kind of analog hiss on the top end of the tracks. It's another element of the style. Is this coming in slower? Wow, 128. I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be like under 120. Something about it. What's making it feel slow? No hi-hats. Ka, ka. That's why. Here we come with some clickies. All right. Okay, so it's a new one, early version, basic mix and arrangement. Looking for some advice on the vocal and lead samples. I like this vocal, it came in. Open hi-hat can be a little louder. That's like a total high shelf boost and I still can't hear it. The vocal part is real mid-rangey, like. So watch out with vocals like 900 hertz or 1000 hertz. They can be too much. So you gotta, when you're doing samples like that, it's important to like really spend time with a, bandpass filter or notch filter and find the part of the vocal that's like where the voice is really rhythmically popping through, and then don't use the whole part of it. Oh, Randy, you're here. Good, good. Massive X is my new toy. Scott says an early PNAU. I don't know what that is. Panau? Randy, 2 days. That's cool because your track had that simplicity that felt like simple and smooth. Nobody trying to put tons of stuff in there. You just bass, beat, chords, done. Great feel. Donats, Adam, this part is awesome right here. Now it has that like back and forth. The intro was a little slow, I guess. This part feels really solid. especially that extra hi-hat, like that garagey kind of. Yeah, all right, not bad, not bad. Feels like overall the percussion group could get some compression to bring them all into the same range. Because like the clap and the snares are really nice and bright. Some of the hi-hats are like too low behind it. So the percussion feels a little unbalanced instead of being like all like. And it would be good to get the vocal out of there for a little bit because it's been in on a loop for a long time. Filter down, good. Everybody wipes off their sweat, takes a sip of their drink, put the drink down. All right, around 4 minutes, maybe cut the vocals out and like filter them down and let us have like synth and beats. I can hear that synth is nice and buzzy. So we could use a little, you know, a chunk of space without the same vocal that we were hearing for the last part in the middle over here. This is getting good. A little bit emptier with the vocals. Yeah. Because that bass is nasty. If you do some filtering on the bass with no vocals, that'll be plenty enough activity to stay interesting at this part. I like that drum change right there. It got me going like this, man. Yeah, yeah. Okay, before we hit the ending, most of this track was feeling great. The beginning felt weirdly slow. I would say cut something out. And I can hear there's a hi-hat layered in. I would not have the kick drum in the intro. In that first 30 seconds. I'm looking for where the fast hi-hats come in, right? Okay. From 46, if I was mixing this in, I had those fast hi-hats in the bass line and no kick drum and that organ thing. That would be good enough to mix in with. I do not think you need the kick drum early. And that very opening part with these sounds. I guess if there was no kick drum, you could mix this in with bass line and snare drum and beat match off that. So let's just say, let's do the minimum thing, right? So cut the kick drum out of the intro up to like 30 seconds or 45 seconds. And get these hi-hats louder with the open hi-hat. Because it took a while to get going. It was a good 2 minutes before it felt like going. And then here after this part when I was like, all right, now we're in it, like for sure. So this opening first minute is a little weak because the hi-hats being kind of just not as, when you don't have the hi-hats in there, you don't have that driving thing pulling you forward. So felt like the track took a little while to get going. And I think that could be pretty easily fixed. What do you guys think out there? Am I on point with that? That was my reflex on it, you know? We go cymbal crash and the mix out. I like that delay. I was waiting for something. I wanted to see what happens to get the vocal, how you were going to mix out the vocal. That was cool. And this bass has so much buzz in there. You could really do a lot filtering this in the part. After 4 minutes, get the vocals down. Maybe do the same thing to delay, mix the vocals out, and then try tweaking the bass line with some filtering to keep it interesting in that part, and that'll be cool. Canada, Tanita Tekaram. Oh, this is the remix where you grab that vocal and you're like extracting vocals with some new AI kind of shit. EQ flat, here we go. And see, this intro feels fast because the synth rhythm is a faster rhythm. It's da, 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 da. You have that eighth note rhythm bouncing. Then that's at a quarter note rhythm, which just felt slower, even though it was like a faster tempo. There we go. Shout out to Depeche Mode on that bass line. Yeah, Jens, I was about to say, I just saw your comment. First impression when the drums come in is the reverb is too wet right now. We'll see later how it sounds when all the other sounds come in. I like that bluesy scale. Great vibe. I like how the voice is nice and like buried in the mid-range, which means I turn it up and get everything else louder trying to hear the voice. Got the head nod going on. Straight out of 1989. Did you do a master channel compression or something on this, or is this like a pre-mix? That snare crash thing right there is great. Could that melody be a little louder maybe? That melody is barely loud enough. It's good, but it maybe could come up a little bit just to really be like that ping kind of feel. Home master. Okay, I was wondering because I felt like when the vocal came in, some other sounds were not as loud, right? The opening. The way the beat and the bass line feel right here, I got it in my mind as like this kind of pressure level, and then I'm gonna jump to the part with lyrics. I can sort of feel like the voice made it louder and the whole song got a little bit quieter when the voice is in, which would mean maybe too much master compression. Not positive yet, but let's skip out a little bit. Sorry to mess up the continuity of the arrangement here. I would take the reverb down on the hi-hats and leave the clap big, because this genre does have huge snare reverbs, or a gated reverb, but the hi-hats can be tighter and more like clicky and upfront. Can't wait till this is done. Ready, want it badly. I love these comments. Love a copy. Yeah, you guys, this is totally playable, Scott. This sounds great. That clap is nice and big. Yeah, the hi-hats are a little too reverby. Clap is good. And that melody is pretty cool. You could bring that melody up a little bit. Delay. Oh my God. It's perfect. The arrangement is doing cool shit, man. You nailed that dark and creepy feel that the vocal has with your instruments. It's great. Arrangement is awesome. Sounds are great. Tiny mix notes. It's playable for sure right now. That double bump. Boom, boom, boom. And it's like an actual song. You know, you could perform this like with a piano or a vocal and a guitar or something. The way she repeats that last line twice in that like blues format, it's really cool. This melody specifically should be louder below 1000K, and that one high one, you might need to notch EQ that like 1.5 sound. You know what I'm saying? That synth melody that's like the synth flute. Raise the whole volume and then put a tight notch EQ on that one note that's going to be too piercing up high. What does that sound like? This is awesome. Nice low end too, man. You got your low end dialed in. Ah, I got tricked. Nice tails. Good. Amazing shit, man. Little reverb tweak, a little melody tweak. Basically, it's done. And it sounds really good. So you got some people ready to play that. All right, JPS Headroom. Here comes Jens, and EQ is flat. I'm sorry, why is my stream glitching? Was that me? Oh, so good. I like the really blippy electronic sound that Jens is doing. He's probably the most, sounds like a modular synth or something, just pure electronic. Awesome snare drum too. Yeah, Scott, get that shit done. I'm gonna retract my comment about the master compression. I don't think that was an issue. So, but get it mastered, you know. Call it Piv, hey. This is a nice vibe. This would match with the Randy Adams vibe. It's a brighter, kind of sparklier thing. But those chords have that nice depth. This melody is a little louder than the other ones, so bring that down a little bit. It's like the world of bleeps. What would this sound with delay on it? That was me doing some delay on the board. Oh, it's a Buchla. I thought it sounded like super raw synth. Yeah. Was there a little delay right there? I would go with more delay on all these bleeps overall. It would, like, the delay on all of the synths, and then EQ the delay down darker and put it like in the mid-range, you know, so it's not like competing in the high frequencies. Yeah. This sounds like a live gig. Like you could see somebody doing this. cool. Can you send us a picture of your Buchla in Discord? 10 liters of delay, right? And the beat is nice and simple. So with like super electronic synthy stuff, you don't need the drums to be doing a ton of different shit. You just get a drum machine groove going and leave it. And then the action is in the synth world, which is cool. But I like the beats that you chose, that synth and the snare. It's like scratchy. Okay, I'm gonna skip forward. I don't want to, but I hate to cut tracks short, but I think we identified like what's going on with this track. It's very listenable, and I would definitely sit in it for a long time. Ben Hunt, Simeon Mobile Disco. Yeah, and it feels like a live thing. It feels like somebody, like modular synths always have that aspect where you press record and tweak it because it's not all MIDI controllable and reprogrammable. It's like you get what you get. Oh, Robert's here. Sounds like squeezing little drops out of the electronics. Choop, choop, choop. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. And right here, this could go into deep house from here. Totally. What was that? Okay, that sound, if you could EQ the bass out of that a little bit. There's a little rumble in that one sound if that's on a separate channel. Take some of the lows up to like 250 on that one, just so it doesn't muddy up your lows. This is a fun sound. Hello. Oh, hello. I'm delaying that. That sound exactly. Let's look at that. Yeah, that bump thing doesn't need as much low end. And for that matter, while we have this separated, this main chord part, I would clean that up below 100 hertz. With like a gentle EQ to just round off the lows underneath 100. So you have that in the low mids holding like the center of the track, but it's not like fuzzing up on your bass. I have to say, those bleeps sound too electronic. Well, I don't know. I mean, the bleeps, they're bright and chirpy and crisp and everything. I don't think they're too electronic. They're pure. They're like completely electronic, right? Because that's like the sound of the instrument, you know? So nice work on that one. A little bit of EQing on the multi-track split if you have those separated. And motet, and we'll be done. Okay. And let's keep moving. Cool. All right. Speaking of Machine Soul, what's happening? I like that flanger. Oh my God, that low. This mix is sick. Yeah, Matt, totally get you. It's a taste thing. I would not expect you to have those sounds in your tracks. This is funky, man. perfect. I was ready for the vocal to drop out right there. That's a perfect time to let go of the vocal and let us sink into the beats. So Adam Hatfield, when you're watching, this is the effect you get from just cutting the vocal out. It lets us like focus on just the feel of the music, right? Oh, now it's back. Okay, this new synth that came in, right there at 128. I think that new synth is a little too loud because this groove is so good and the ARP is really cool. And that new like string sound is a little louder. It's kind of drowning out the stuff that was there before, which was really cool. John, I really enjoy how varied everyone's sounds and styles are in this group. I looked at it quickly and I thought you said how weird everyone's styles are, and I was like, yeah, but varied is good too. Randy, too much bling bling? Are you talking about this track? What's the bling bling? Is that the tambourine, like chicka 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 chicka? And that synth is a little louder than the ARP. This ARP is really cool. So the other long sweeping synth, I think, could be down a little bit. And maybe something around 250 down here. Something between 200 and 600 feels a little boxy at that part where the drums come in. That stab is great. That funk hit is great. A lot of synth layers. Weird Mustang. This part, the lead synth is a little buried. So for me, the main synth that's pulling us through is this one, right? Every time that synth is big, it feels like the track really has like a thread, right? And then in here, that ARP feels like it's kind of, for me, that's the lead, and it feels kind of buried, and the other strings are like louder on it, that are kind of making the track feel like it's dragging a bit. So if I was mixing this, I would keep the ARP very prominent in the mid-range and put the other synths around it with like stereo spread and a little lower volume. Shepherd's track is great, but the mix feels dark. I think I would translate that to being these like low mid-range synths are too big in the mix. I'm not sure if we're kind of talking about the same thing. Oh, Shepherds, you want the vocal more audible? Yeah. Right there, yeah, the vocal could be louder. That guitar hit is my favorite part. That's like fun. Bow. Keeps going. So it's cool. I like how the delay is keeping the groove like ticka going. So I guess basically the goal here would be to do some mid-range synth mixing to get the so as you're cruising through the whole track, it feels like the synths are working together instead of like one getting super quiet and not. Oh, Randy, the track previous, so that Buchla electronic was too blingy for you. That makes sense. It is, yes. Like hardware synths can be super chirpy, like and their amp section can boost like tons of level unexpectedly. Okay, percussion drum groove is awesome. Yeah, the drum groove, the low end, the concept, everything about this track is really, really cruising along. All I really have to say about it is that the mid-range, the synths were not all like at the levels where I would put them. And there's a matter of taste on that, so whatever, that's my feedback. Matt Schultz, musically spot on. Just a couple mixing things. Oliver, Fatboy Slim. Yeah, my first thought was like, Fatboy Slim type vibes. Okay, OSP, Dampflock. Thanks for getting this done. I would love to have this on the compilation if we can get this to Piv. Cool Herc, Beasties. I'm pushing up my master. Push the tempo, push the tempo. This will go perfectly into Shepherd's. I think I like doing feedback where we play the tracks by genre because they flow from one to the next and it's helpful to hear the styles. For a couple of weeks, we've been doing tracks where we play like one person will have like 2 tracks in a row, and then we're jumping different styles, and sometimes that can be like, it'll mess up your mix, your internal mix comparison sense. So maybe we should stick with the genre thing. What do you guys think? Yes. Yes to that hi-hat. Just for curiosity, here comes some high shelf. Could be a SoundCloud thing, but I could use a little more high frequencies on these hi-hats. Whoa. I like the background stereo thing. Meow, meow, meow. There we go. Good. I want to go back to one part. I think there's a space for some development here with the sound design. Before the other snare comes in, this little part right here, could you take the background thing that's moving in the stereo field and like distort that or tweak that? Or take this that part and filter it and move that around a little bit. Like this little section right here felt like it could use a bit of like variation and development in the tweaking. And we've definitely heard your ear candy before, so I'm sure that you could get that done pretty easy. And this open hi-hat a little bit up, like at the beginning when I was going like this. Personally, I think this open hi-hat, get that nice and bright. But we are definitely getting the message on this track. Oh my God, a pitch shift. Shut up. Did you hear that? Yes. Pitch shift going into the ride. Okay, Scott, these synth stabs are getting too much. There we go. Listen to that kick. Time to laser be a little piggy. One more time. That was great. Zero. Okay, you definitely get the thumbs up for the compilation, for the feel and the style. The sidechain Steve to the track immediately. This is ready to go. You know, maybe if you want to do one more little filter sweep kind of pass for some creative stuff, but basically get this over to Piv right away and this is going on there. Take it, go. Zoop. So Scott, are you talking about a variation in the phrasing of this one? Like a rhythmic variation? I'm not quite sure which thing you're talking about. That was a good wrap up. The synth and the snare are blending together. Right here. Rhythmic grammar. That was cool. I like that. And the mix out. Randy, this track could use my low end. Here we go. Yeah, this actually could maybe use a little bigger low end boost, but let's leave that for mastering. I'm gonna train wreck everybody, get ready. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, play. Okay, Shepherds came in louder. Oliver, fucking beautiful, man. That's done. If you want to do one more tweak and then send it over to Piv like tomorrow or Monday, let's get that on the compilation for sure. This little kick drum. Okay, Scott, thanks for the answer. A synth, have a B synth in the last half of the bar. That makes sense. This got me in the groove, like instantly, like, come here. Nice, nice, nice. I like those little gaps where the main kick drops out and we hear the buzz. Absolute belter of a track. Right? Just this right here is beautiful. There's all this middle stuff. It's like woo, woo, woo. Kind of a scraping sound that feels like here. Woo, woo, woo. I really like it. I think it's this 140 and 230. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Great texture. Little bit sharp at 3000 for a second there. Come on, give me more. There we go. That was cool. Like, here it is. No, it's not. No synthesizers were harmed in the making of this track. Totally. This, all that stereo stuff is really good. Great layering. Okay, again, this little sound. Probably could use a little notch or a little dip EQ around 3000 or 3500. I like the chicka-dip, chicka-dip, chicka-dip. Right there, those hi-hats. Chicka-dip, chicka-dip. So DJ Waters, how does this track vibe with your hangover? Oh, one more time. Rewind. So good. This is done, man. Is this version 1? Oh, it's the 3. Yeah, this could get into mastering tomorrow. Reference mix, get the low end the same as the other ones. A little bit of dip in the high mids, and I think you're good. Maybe it could be a little brighter with the highs, because there's a lot of nice airy stuff up on the 20 distortion plugins in your face. Solid. That track is solid. From the very first bass beat, I was like, yes, check that out. How would you like to hear that coming through a system? I would definitely laser several piggies when I was listening to that. Oh, speaking of DJ Waters. Ooh, that push, wait. I think that push came in loud. I was turning it up. Okay, the push was a little loud, but let's see. Bleeps come in too early. Hold your horses. Oh, let's see. That is good sound design right here with these two synths. Good acid lead vibes. Oh, nice. That is knocking. That hi-hat and that snare totally made the track for me. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think this is done, but I would bring the vocal down. If that's your personal taste, it can be there, but for me... What are you saying, Matt? So, Matt, you're saying it's going 100% full on too early. Nice. Oh, that's dirty. Put that in the bathtub. Right there, the vocal sounded okay. When it came in the first time, it was too loud too soon. So in the breakdown, it could be nice and like super in your face. Are you ramping up the kick drum? The beginning of the kick drum was a little quiet there. If it's ramping up, it'll be good. Okay. If we get that clap and the hi-hat coming back, it's gonna be awesome right here. Snare drum build. Okay, this is the snare clap and hi-hat I was waiting for. It took a little while to get there, like the build-up. So my favorite part of the build-up is where this sound got more bassy and grinding. And it just felt like it was growing and getting bigger and bigger. If you could do this part with the snare drum, if that snare drum could be louder and actually drop this, have like this hi-hat and snare clap come in sooner. It felt like that build-up was really excellent, and then the build-up just went on a little too long and lost energy before the beat came in. But all the elements are there for a crazy drop after that build-up. So you know what I'm saying? Just drop the beats a little bit sooner. This part's heavy. This sounds like a Mindbender track. Good things come to those who wait. Well, okay, but but my mouth is open and words are coming out. This is awesome right here. Was the kick drum in there down low, like secretly for a minute? Okay, there's some space in here to tweak some filters before that kick starts coming in. Let's go back here. So from this little part, if you could filter some of the synths and get some motion happening there, and then this lead synth drops out, right? The kick ramps in. We lost that synth that was in there kind of too suddenly. If you could like ramp that down instead of having it totally drop out, just have it fade down. Like in these acid tracks we've been hearing lately, things are always coming and going in ramps, and they don't like have a hard start where one synth starts and then a hard stop where it just ends. If you could like ramp it down, it's more of like that oozing kind of thing. We need the ooze, Ian. That's what we need you to do. Push the button. Ooh, that's thick. Yeah. I like these bleeps in the stereo field. And then again with this part, you could filter it a little bit more in this part, so there we go. Yeah. Push. Okay, I will push the button. Push. Great. next version is going to be done. A couple little tweaks. And I mean, it's already playable and everything. So, oh, is Maxime still here? He was here like an hour ago. You have another acid one in the making. I think you could pull off that style for sure. All the elements are in there. It feels good. Very believable. That might be a cool track to put some delay on your vocal. Like push the button, 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 button. Maybe try it. Is Max? Max, you still in here? I'm not sure if we're... Good rhythms. This is another one I think the hi-hats have a little bit too much reverb. Snare is good, the hi-hats were a little too much at the beginning. Good filters on that synth. Nice. Oh, good, you're here. Good, good, good. That last little synth part. That one, that was cool. Good drive in this one, yeah. Oh, good. That was a good percussion layer. Kind of a wispy hi-hat. What are those voices doing? I think you could cut the snare drum out. That was perfect. I'll turn my headphones up. Yes, totally. Going up. Awesome build. Oh, I want to do that again. This is what makes people want to play a track again, right here. And that synth. This is freaking great, man. So you have a gig, you're playing this tomorrow night? Yeah, that vocal is great. It's perfect. I'm not hearing any problems in this track. Yeah. No. Coming in hard, yes. Is there a ride? That ride layer could be a little bit louder. So it has that ding, like a ding, ding, ding. You know what I mean? I really like the synth layers. There's this one. Is that just 3 layers of synths? Yeah, good build up, good flow, good groove. It's just a fun track. It goes like really smoothly. And the mix out. Great. Structure is perfect. Sound design is perfect. Maybe make the ride cymbal a little bit louder and send it out for mastering. How long did you spend on this so far? And this is your collaboration project, is that right? Shout out to everybody who's at Movement Fest in Detroit right now. I love the sounds that you chose for the ending. Those two synths. That is so much fun. Got the claps. All right, cool. I have very, very few mixed notes. Like if there's a ride cymbal, you could pull up a little louder with like the bell part of the ride, because there's a lot of wispy high stuff. So the part of the ride that's more metallic, like ching, 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 could come out. And at the beginning, I think the hi-hats have too much reverb. Tiny detail, whatever. Everything else about it building up all nice, and this build up. That's a fun track. Nice job, nice job. Matt Schultz is dropping reference tracks. Oh, Shepard's got to go. All right, thanks for hanging out. See you on Discord, and thank you for that track. All right, let's close some of these. OSP. DJ Waters, Domination. Who else? Oh my God, who's Steve Knotts? And Paul Robinson, Matt Schultz, and Ben. All right, Ian, I'm going to skip your Domination track. I'm going to skip through your Domination track because I think we knew what the updates were. And yeah, Bax, I would say that tune is done. Because we've done a lot of DJ Waters today. Okay, did you say that you brought the vocals down on this one? Because that sounded like they're pretty loud. Ow. It doesn't sound like the vocals are that much lower. But the beat sounds solid. So I'm just going to give that a cursory overview and get to some people who've been waiting. Paul Robinson. Wonk on. So you strip the vocals back a bit. Okay. Could you export a version that just is totally instrumental? I would be interested to hear how that percussion and grinding stuff sounds all the way through without any of the vocals at all, and then build them a little bit back up from underneath. If you're interested. Okay, I'm pushing up the master level on Paul here. Because we had so many tracks for today, I feel bad to play yours so shortly, but we got a lot of music in here covered. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Robert. Definitely a lovely spread in styles. I love it. The backwards kick drum and those synths. I like what that synth is doing. That little... That one. That's cool. This all sounds pretty good right now. Nothing is sticking out as like wrong. Let me see the change log on here. Those drums sound good. Low end is nice. Oh, Matt, cool. Took off the headphones, checked on the monitors, sounds done. There's the ride. That sounds good. I like the hand drum a lot. It's nice and bright in front. For me, I think the percussion is changing nicely. Like there are sections where there's stuff coming in and out, so it stays fresh. Drum levels are good. I like the delay on that synth. That sounds really good. Yeah, man, I think you might be done with this one. I don't hear anything sticking out wrong. We'll go back to the beginning in a second. Yeah. That's a nice low end. So maybe after this drop right here, I think these hi-hats you know it can be fun sometimes, like when a drop comes in, keep the open hi-hat out. So just bring in the closed hi-hat and the clap for 8 bars, and then bring in the open hi-hat after that, just to add a little bit of variation so the drums are not sounding like a loop at the whole part. And that's a tiny detail, right? That's not really that important. Everything about this sounds good. I think this one's about... that bottom. Yeah, man, really good job. This one sounds done. So let's move on to the next one. I'll do mine last. Matt Schultz, Theory. Is Ben still here? Hope so. Thanks for waiting, you guys. I know we're at an hour and 40 minutes of me talking. Oh my God. 7 seconds. Yeah, Paul, your changelog, you said you did a quick update, but to me that sounds like it's ready to go. That track sounds great. All right, now we got some peaceful dub techno vibes. There's those chords. Okay, so some low end adjustments, a little bit of EQ, and a little bit of birdies. Ben is back. Good. We got your track coming up next. Yeah, Matt, I think this is done. Beautiful effects. Right, took the low end down a little bit. That helped a lot. I remember last time I think we turned the low EQ down and turned up the mid-range. Headroom to turn the mids and highs up a little bit. Exactly. Sounds great. I love that bass bump. The percussion is all nice and soft too. Little hand slap. Yeah, I like everything about this. I think this one's ready to go. Sounds more open and spacious. Smooth as ever, definitely. I'm waiting for the little birdies now. There it is. Was that the thunder? Cool bass line. It's super sub. Boop, 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 boop. That's really nicely done to have that sub so crisp. Yeah. Classic kick drum reverb on dive bomb. Okay, two hits close together. Sounded like the thunderclap. So peaceful too. It's like forest. Everything about this track fits together so nice. This is the kind of music to mix in like the Alan Watts vocals on top in a set. And you will find yourself. Solid. And it has an ending too. You can feel it's like building down right here. Version 2? Is this really version 2? This is done. My question is, when do you record these synth swells? Right here? Not that one. That. Like, do you lay out the beats and then listen to the beats and just tweak the filters as one long performance through the track, or do you like look at it in the timeline and then automate those swells to match parts of the song? Herman Hess, okay. Terrence McKenna. That's funny. Yeah. Great. Just a nice energy level to sit inside, too. Done. All right, Ben Hunt, thanks for waiting until the end. Windy City version 2. Coming at you with the break beats. That mix sounds proper already. Get some quotes from some quotations from Siddhartha. A girl who has a mouth like a fresh cut fig, I believe. Yeah, man. What are the notes on this track? Okay, bass and synth group up a bit. EQ'd the highs down on the white noise. Yeah, that high frequency sounded good right there. It does sound full. Okay, Matt made a pad sound with the texture and automated the filter and slapped a delay on it. It works really good. Ben, this sounds great. The bass and the synths, everything feels really natural. I mean, it sounds just like the way you want it to sound, you know? It's kind of growing here. That kick drum is slamming. Yep. All right, Paul, thanks for hanging out. Enjoy your dinner. Drink some wine for DJ Waters. There we go, the flanger man coming in. Oh, that's so nice. That's a really nice swell. A lot of sounds, I'm going back. A lot of sounds combined. There's flanger, delay, a snare thing, and that bass note. That's really good. Very organic feel in that build-up. That was great. I love the delay. There's delay on that bass even. Right here. Ba-da-boom-boom-boom. And those reverse. Zoop. This is great. It emptied out. Bassline and beats. And that delay is great on that synth. Yeah. That was perfect. Everything about that sweep felt like I could feel the high frequencies, but it wasn't like sharp and piercing. It was kind of dark and like. So, delay on the highs of the bass. Look at this guy. I think this is done, Ben. This is good. Yeah, good transition with the claps. and the ending mix out. Solid. Nice build down. Oh, you're putting in work on the transitions and ear candy. That's really good. I think we're done. Did we have any notes on this? Nice chords. Damn, Ben, your production has come up a lot in the last, 6 months or something? Like for version 2, this is just totally playable and done. And we got the reverb tails. I like it. I don't have any notes, man. Let's go through this one more time. That's a nice build up. I definitely enjoy that. Cool, man. Get that mastered. All right, progress. Version 7, final version. The main things I did on this were version 6, the breakdown here felt short, and I didn't know why. And the reason why was I needed more notes to stack up on the chord to get to a high pitch or a certain octave on top. So I made this breakdown 8 bars longer to make the chords work. Right there, you're going to hear that little glitchy sound that we did at the very beginning. And then in the second part, I changed the bass line a little bit to keep it fresh, to play around with some bass line notes. So to remember what the track sounds like, I'm going to skip a little bit to get to the parts where the edits. Fucking SoundCloud ad. All the way through. All right, everybody. I know you're still watching. So courses.mixtexture.com is where you can find out how to learn more about Ableton with EQing, basic mixing, escaping the 8-bar loop, compression, and all these things, as well as free presets. These are the things I'm going to be teaching in more workshops because I never have enough time to do the tutorials that I want in track feedback. I really like doing live video tutorials. So in June and July, what I'm going to start doing are 12 o'clock tutorials where I go into EQing and show you the channel strips and how I work with EQ. And I actually do it on my own tracks using the lessons from this course. While we're doing that, of course, we're talking about stereo, bus, mix groups, and gain staging and leveling, and how compression and things come in as strategies and techniques to get our tracks working. All the stuff that I talk about in track feedback, side chaining or transients or whatever, I want to just start showing you that in my own music for a couple of reasons. Number one, because I need to get more tracks done all the time, so that'll be a way for me to do that. And I can promote a little bit more of these course techniques to people who maybe didn't hear about them before. So that's what's coming up. And what? Thank you for watching. Okay, here's the track intro. I'll let it kick in, and then I'll skip to the breakdown part so we can just hear the parts that really matter, because I know we're almost 2 hours in. So that's the bass line, right? Let's go out to where it breaks. Caesar's here at the end, hey! Okay. Hail Caesar. There we go. Oh, that pad is smooth. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I was a little worried if it was going to be too spiky in the middle. I like that glitchy thing that comes in and the kind of emptiness. And that to me feels like a real lift and then a drop, which wasn't quite happening before. So I'm glad that's working. How did it sound to you guys? Did that feel right? Oh, Ben, vocal sounds much better. Actually, I did a lot of notch EQ. I needed more than one EQ8 because the vocal, when the resonator comes in, there was like too much like crinkly high frequency shit. So I did EQ a lot of that. Yeah, there's a resonator and like 2 resonators. And I had to use like 2 different EQ8 modules to get all the notch filters in there. A Denats drop. Ooh, thank you. That's what we want. Here we got the beeps. This beep is a little louder than before. I like the it's almost like a breakbeat, but not quite. There's those little glitchies in there. Ooh, that felt a little bit high frequency to me, that cymbal thing. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this track. I hope this is gonna feel done. Okay, second build up. And the return to the A section. And this is the original bass line. I just muted some of the high MIDI notes, so it's like deeper. Little space moment. And Ian, this feels like those high frequency like things that you were doing. A little bit of that electric bass sound, like a plucking, like that. And then the mix out for the ending. So what do you guys think about that that bass section we just got out of right here? Do you think this is cool? I was trying to like keep it interesting, and it feels good to me, so I don't know. And let's let this play out. 1:59, perfect. Thanks everybody for hanging out for our Saturday feedback. Oh, did you hear that? Those little claps, I forgot about that. The little claps. I brought the beeps back in here at the ending for just a little like and some filtery stuff. So you like more of the hypnotic bass line after the drop. Okay, makes sense. Ben Hunt done, thank you. Oh. And the reverb tails. All right, so this one's going off to Piv for mastering. And we are on track to have our first compilation come out in about a month at the end of June. And I think all the tracks are in for mastering. So thanks everybody for watching. Great job on the updates and the work. It's amazing to see the quality coming through the group. And I'm really looking forward to all the releases we're going to be putting together. Hopefully, maybe even once a month, but definitely as soon as we get them done and as soon as it's manageable to have that all happen. I'm going outside for a bike ride. Turn my headphones back down. Who's still here? Caesar, Ian, Matt. Thank y'all.
Ashley's Memorial Day sale is going on now. Get amazing deals on bestsellers that are in stock and ready for fast delivery. The Zardoni sofa, just $4.99. Or the 5-piece Centaur dining set. 5-piece Centaur dining set. 5-piece Centaur dining set. 5-piece Centaur dining set.
Oh my God. I have to buy it. I have to buy it. I swear to God. Oliver, you're here till the end. Hey, happy weekend. All right, everybody. That's it for me. See you in Discord.